Words appear. Learning Together with Zoe Fiogkos and Victor Gouveia announcing. On Whose Blind Life Is It Anyway? And Zoe's Blind Kitchen Corner. The Blind Perspective Network. Brought to you by VIP Tech and Greek Auto Services. Welcome everyone to Learning Together here on Whose Blind Life Is It Anyway? And Zoe's Blind Kitchen Corner. Brought to you by VIP Tech. I am your announcer, Victor Gouveia. Remember, if you like what you're about to hear, activate the like button and share it with your friends and families, especially if you think they can benefit from anything we say here. And subscribe to both Whose Blind Life Is It Anyway? And Zoe's Blind Kitchen Corner, making sure to activate the notification bell so you know when we go live or upload a new video. You can also subscribe to our podcast, Whose Blind Life Is It Anyway? And the Learning Together podcast, which is going to be available on platforms everywhere: Apple, Google, Spotify, even your favorite podcast player. Additionally, if you want to get in touch with Zoe for any clarifications or comments, or you want her to review a particular part of the Mac system, send her a message. Learning Together with Zoe at gmail.com. Again, that's Learning Together with Zoe at gmail.com. On this episode of Learning Together, Zoe continues her coverage of the Mac system preferences and finishes off the category. And now, your host, Zoe Fiogkos.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Learning Together. And as always, please like and share this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channels, whether that be Whose Blind Life Is It Anyway? Or Zoe's Blind Kitchen Corner. Of course, you can see the show on both of these channels. If you need to reach me, Zoe's Blind Kitchen Corner at gmail.com, Learning Together with Zoe at gmail.com, or Whose Blind Life Is It Anyway at gmail.com. Now, what else do I need to tell you guys? Yeah, you can catch us on Facebook through Whose Blind Life Is It Anyway, and on Twitter at Blind Whose. Also, please, if you want, give us some feedback at the emails I mentioned below, or you can give us feedback or ask for a clarification or any question or anything for that matter. Maybe you just want to say hello. You can comment in the section below. Pardon me, if you're watching this on YouTube. What else do I need to tell you guys? I don't think I need to tell you anything else. Everything is wonderful. And we are going to continue with the system preferences on the Mac. So sorry. As always, I'm sharing my screen with you guys just in case you're visually impaired and you're watching this, or just in case a sighted family member is also watching this with you and wants to get an idea of what we are talking about. So, on to system preferences. I did mention that in a previous... Sorry, just need to fix my headband here. It's bothering me. Sorry about that. I mentioned in a previous episode that we may not cover everything in the system preferences. We'll see as we go. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit, last week I hit VOD to open up system preferences, which means I hit Vo D to go to the dock. Today, I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to do it through the menu bar. So I'm going to hit Vo M.
Menu bar, Apple. You are currently on the menu bar item. To open this menu, press Control, Option, Space.
She gives us the instructions. I'm on the Apple menu bar, and if I arrow down,
Apple menu. About this Mac. System preferences ellipsis. You are currently Streamline.com is sharing your screen.
Yeah.
System preferences.
Okay, so system preferences was our, I believe, second item, and I arrowed down and I hit Vo spacebar on that. Yeah. So we're on system preferences, and we're going to get to the preference panes scroll area by Vo arrowing right.
Control. Zoe Apple ID family check preference panes scroll area.
Okay.
You are currently
we're going to interact
in preference panes.
Now, for me, interacting is really easy because I just swipe on my trackpad with my 2 fingers. I swipe right. No holding down 20 million keys. I just swipe right, just like I do on my iPhone, and life is easier for me. Let me turn up the volume on the Mac.
Control.
Okay, so the next category that we are going to go to is
Option, Control, Desktop and Screen, Dock button, Mission Control button, Siri button. You are currently on a
Siri.
Control.
Siri. Google Assistant, Alexa, Sharky, Siri. Siri is the system, no, sorry, not system, the artificial intelligence voice, Siri, that I believe it was first introduced on the iPhone and then on the Mac. Siri is something where if you don't have an iPhone and you don't have a Mac and you haven't heard of Siri, you can basically say, hello, Siri, can you do this for me? Or you can press a button on your iPhone and Siri will come up and you tell her what to do. For example, I actually have my iPhone here. Now I'm sharing the screen, but maybe if I'm lucky, you can hear it. So hold on a sec.
3:07 p.m.
I turn up the volume on my iPhone.
Timer, 39 minutes, 24 seconds.
Okay.
Timer, 39 minutes, 23 seconds. Timer, 39 minutes, 3:07 p.m.
Okay. I don't actually know if the Mac can pick this up, but I'm going to, for example, I'm going to press the side button on my iPhone. Whoops, sorry.
7 p.m.
I took too long to talk. So you press the button and you hear it doot doot, and you have to tell her what you want. So listen again.
3.
Hi, what's 50 grams?
3.
What's 50 grams in ounces?
Button. Look, listen. Button. Calculator. Heading.
Okay. Siri's being weird. Let's try it again. What is 55 grams in ounces? Oh, sorry. You know what?
8 p.m.
When you have Do Not Disturb on, I believe she doesn't answer.
Timer. Lock.
Let me try again. What is the current temperature?
Toronto. Showers. Chance of rain. 80%. The Weather Channel. 2 degrees. 2 degrees / -1 degree.
Now, you may not be able to hear that, but basically she told me, in Toronto right now, it's raining and it's 2 degrees and so on and so forth. Well, you have Siri on your Mac as well. And this is where you see the Siri options, okay? So I'm going to press Vo space on Siri.
Control. Option. Empty. Scroll area. You are currently on the toolbar.
It says empty scroll area, but
Control.
believe me, it's not. That's a little glitch in VoiceOver. It tells you that you're on a toolbar. So we're going to Vo arrow right, because remember, your toolbars are always on the top of the screen, at the top of the screen on the left type of thing. So let's go Vo arrow right.
Control Option. Siri image. You are current.
It gives us an image of Siri, which
Control.
I have no idea what it is. I don't know if it's I don't know what it is. I can't even begin to guess what they've used as an image for Siri. And we're going to continue on to the right.
Control. Siri helps you get things done just by asking. Find files on your Mac. Dictate a note. Check the weather. And more. You are currently
So she gives you some ideas of what you
Control.
can do with Siri. You can dictate a note. You can find a folder or a document on your Mac. You can check the weather, etc., etc., etc. She gives you some ideas. And yeah, let's vote arrow right.
option. Keyboard shortcut. You are currently on a text element.
Keyboard shortcut, she announces. We vote arrow right.
Option control. Hold command space. Pop-up button.
Okay, so it's a pop-up button, and mine is set to command space. If we press on that pop-up button with vote space,
Control. Menu press. Hold command space. Pop-up button. Hold option space. Press FN function. Space. Customize ellipsis. Customize ellipsis.
okay? So she gives you some options, and she also gives you a customize button. Maybe you have a different key combination that suits you and you want to use, you would press customize, okay? But mine is set to
Control press FN function. Hold option space. Check mark. Hold command space. Off. Off.
oh, sorry. Yeah, and you have an off button. If you don't
Control.
want to use Siri on your Mac, then you have an off button, okay? So let's go. Mine
Option
was,
check mark. Hold command space.
okay? Hold down command space. So I'm going to escape out of that.
Hold command space. Pop-up button. You are
And-
currently on a pop-up button. Language.
If
You are-
you vote arrow right,
Control.
it says language.
Control option. English Canada. Language. Pop-up button. You are
So mine is set to English Canada because
Control.
obviously I speak English and I'm in Canada. But
option.
if I
Control.
vote space on this pop-up menu,
Press menu check mark. English Canada. English United States. Check mark. English check mark. English United States. Arabic. Chinese. 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 Danish. Dutch. Dutch. English English Canada. English. India. English. Ireland. English. New Zealand. English. Singapore. English. South Africa. English United Kingdom. English United States. Finnish. French. French Canada. French. France. French. Switzerland. German. Austria. German. Germany. German. Hebrew. Italian Italy. Italian, Japanese, Korean, Malay, Norwegian, Portuguese, Russian, Spanish, 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 Sweden, Thai, Turkish, Turkish.
Okay.
English Canada.
now I went through all the choices
Control.
and you're saying to me, why? Because I wanted to show you that unfortunately Siri doesn't work in every language. For example, she doesn't work in my native tongue, which is Greek. So if I wanted to use Siri in the Greek language, unfortunately, it can't be done. Don't know why. Is it because iPhone sales are low in Greece or Greeks, they figure Greeks know enough English that they can use English Siri? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I hope that eventually Greek will become a part of this, because to be honest with you, here I am bragging about the iPhone and the Mac, and I do love them. And I almost dare to say I wouldn't trade them for the world. But Google Assist is amazing for the Greek language. I actually can go and ask Google Assist, can you please translate the word chair in Greek? And she will, or Google Assist will. So I think that Google Assist has become a little more advanced in that sense, because obviously Apple chose a handful of languages where Google Assist seems to work in almost any language. So for me, sorry, Apple, but that's a benefit. Having said that, on my Mac, I have it set to English Canada, and we're going to vo arrow right.
Control option. Siri voice. You are American male.
Okay, Siri voice.
Control.
You can choice. You can choose the Siri voice. So if I vo space here on the pop-up button.
Option control. Menu press. American male. Pop-up button.
So I have my Siri set to American male, but you have more choices.
Control. American female. American check mark. American male. Australian female. Australian male. British female, British male, India, India, male, Irish, female.
Okay, you get the idea. So in the languages that are available, you have a choice of female or male, Irish female, Irish male, Indian female, Indian male. I have mine set to male. The reason I have it set to a male voice for me is because I have my voiceover set to the female Samantha voice, which I believe is Siri, or at least it's really close to Siri. So I wanted a little bit of a difference, okay? It's, again, what works on your ears. A lot of people use the Alex voice for voiceover. I don't. Actually, most people use the Alex voice. I don't. Don't know if that might change in the future, because unfortunately, there's another issue with the voices. We'll talk about things as we move along, but there is another issue. Depending on the voice you use on your Mac, some things may work differently, or some things may not work correctly. I should say some things may not work correctly. Hence, my Greek doesn't work. Okay? So it is, again, depending on what you do on the Mac and what's good, easy on the ears for you. And, I have a friend who has hearing aids, and maybe the female voice would bother him. I don't know. I can't speak for everybody's ears and what's comfortable for them. This is something you have to decide. I'm just showing you how to do it. I'm going to escape out of this menu.
American male, pop-up button, option, voice feedback. You are currently on selected radio.
Voice feedback.
Control.
I have it selected to on. Obviously, if I ask Siri to do something, or if I'm asking her a question, I want her to answer me. If you have this set to off, just text is going to come up. Okay? So I have it set to on.
Control option, off, radio button, on, selected, radio button, off, Siri history.
Siri history.
Control, delete Siri and dictation history button.
You can delete the Siri dictation and history and all that stuff. Means, I guess, the Mac holds a history of everything you've done with Siri. Maybe because you want to search for a certain result or something. I don't bother with this. I usually delete it because you know why? I can always just re-ask her what I want. So
option, show Siri in menu bar, checkbox.
Show Siri in menu bar, yes. Because maybe you want to get to her without the shortcut key. Maybe you want to get to her. Again, I'm referring to Siri as a her, even though I have the male voice. Sorry about that. Maybe you want to get to Siri with the menu bars, or for whatever reason.
Siri suggestions and privacy button.
Siri suggestions and privacy,
control,
and that's a button.
Control, help button.
And a help
You are
button.
currently on Siri suggestions and privacy button. Table. In that control.
I pressed Siri suggestions and privacy, and it puts me in a table.
Option, about Siri and privacy button. Done button. Done button. About Siri. Table. Table. In table. Contacts. FaceTime. Mail. You are currently on Maps.
Okay.
It
gives you a whole bunch of options that I guess
control.
If you want.
Option,
so for
control.
example.
Mail. Maps. Mail. On off table. Allow Siri to make suggestions in this app and learn from how you use it in order to make suggestions across apps.
Okay.
Control.
So I stopped on the mail app in the table, and it's telling me allow Siri to make suggestions.
Table. Allow Siri to make suggestions in this app and learn from how you use it in order to make suggestions across apps. You are currently show Siri suggestions in app. Checkbox. Learn from this app. Checkbox. About Siri and privacy button. Learn from this app. Checkbox. Show Siri suggestions in app. Check.
So for example, show
control.
Siri, there's a checkbox after that it says, one says learn from this app. And if you have it checked, Siri will spy on you and see how you use the app so that she knows how to interact with you with the app and how to make suggestions.
Allow Siri to make suggestions in this app and learn from how you use.
Okay. And
control.
these boxes would be checked if you want. These are preferences you have to choose. So for example, let's
option,
get back into
control.
the table for a second.
Table. In table. Maps. Messages. News. You are
Okay, news.
control.
I don't want Siri to suggest news to me. So, for
Option,
example,
control.
I'm on news.
Out of table.
I stop interacting with the table.
Control. Allow Siri to make suggestions in this app and learn from how you use it in order to make suggestions across apps. You are current. Show Siri suggestions in app. Checkbox.
Show Siri suggestions in app. I'm going to uncheck
Option,
it.
control. Uncheck show Siri allow Siri to make suggestions in this app and learn from how you use it in order to make. Allow Siri to make.
So this is about
Control.
I've unchecked both these boxes. I don't want Siri to make suggestions while I'm trying to use the news app or whatever the case is. I don't want her to suggest anything. I don't want her to learn. I don't want Siri involved in this app. Okay? So you have to go through the table, all the choices, and set these settings to your preferences. Okay? And then
Option, control. Show Siri suggestions. Learn from this app. About Siri and privacy. Done button.
when you're done with all these preferences, all these choices, because I'm not going to sit here and do, contacts. Do I want Siri to suggest? Yes, I want it on. Check it. Mail. Do I want Siri on? No. Uncheck it. I showed you how to do one. So you should know that you interact with the table, make your choice, app choice, and then make your selections, whether you want it on or off. And then when you're done, you click,
Control.
obviously, the done button, which
Done button. Siri suggestions and private.
by clicking Vo space.
Control.
Okay? Now,
Control. Shows. Delete. Siri. Off. On. Voice. American Mail.
there's nothing else in this
Control.
section except the help button. But,
Siri voice. English Canada. Language. Hold command space. Pop up.
okay, I went back to the
Control.
shortcut key. The shortcut key is command space. So I want to demonstrate this for you.
Command. Siri.
Whoops. I'm sorry. I let go. You're supposed to hold, okay? Command space. Hold them down.
Siri.
Open text edit.
System preferences. Siri. Window. Hold command space. Pop up button. Option.
Hold on a sec.
Command. Text edit. Open. Window.
So I asked her to open up
Control.
text edit, and she did. The only problem was that she put the text edit window under the other things I had open. Again, give me a second. I'm going to press command space.
Command. You are currently on a button. To click this button, press Control. Option. Space.
Close text edit.
To close an app, press Command Q on your keyboard. If that doesn't work, open the Apple menu and choose for Squid.
All right. For whatever reason, the male Siri voice popped up and said, press Command Q to close it. In other words, as almost as if he is saying to me, do something for yourself. I don't know why Siri doesn't, it opens it, but it doesn't close it.
Command. System preferences. Siri.
Okay.
Window.
What other example can I give you here? What is the current temperature?
It's 1 degree outside.
Okay. So he answered me by saying it's 1 degrees outside. So this is the type of things you can do with Siri. You may, if you have an iPhone and it's, you have handoff turned on, so it works with your Mac, you could probably ask Siri to send a text message or enter a calendar entry, things like that. Okay, so that's how you use Siri, and these are the options for Siri. So we're done with this category.
Control. Help button. Close. Close button. Press close. System preferences. Siri. Window. Key. Zoom. Dip. Close button. Minute. Zoom. Toolbar. In toolbar. Press back. Dim button. Shift. App. Set. Preference panes. Desktop. Dock. Mission control. Siri button. Spotlight button. You are currently loading.
Pardon
Control.
me. I closed the Siri window because when you use Siri, also a window pops up on your screen. Maybe you didn't hear what Siri said, and you can go through the screen and VoiceOver will read what you asked, and maybe even, depending on the nature of the question, what Siri answered, okay? So I had to close that window, and I quickly went back to the scroll preference panes, and we're on our next category, which is called Spotlight. When I first got the Mac, I said to myself, Spotlight. What the heck is a spotlight? For what I know what a spotlight is, it's, you know, a beam of light that's, I don't know, on a singer when they're singing on stage. What's a spotlight? You know, that's what a spotlight is to me, right? So I was like, what's spotlight? Well, spotlight is your search on the Mac. So if you don't remember where you saved your document called Letter to Dad, I don't know, I'm just giving you an example. You could bring up Spotlight and type in Letter to Dad. And if that name of that document exists on your Mac, it'll show it in the results and you can click on it and there you go. There's your, you know, you found your letter. Or maybe you've named your pictures and you're looking for a specific picture. Maybe you're looking for a specific application. You could do a whole bunch of things. I'm going to let you hear what Spotlight says here, okay? Listen.
Option. You are currently on an image. Toolbar. Spotlight. Image. Spotlight helps you quickly find things on your computer and shows suggestions from the internet, iTunes, App Store, movie show times, locations nearby, and more.
So it also gets information from the internet, okay? So hence, maybe you want to see the new Batman movie. You could say, you know, theater locations playing Batman or something. And she'll say, and then Spotlight will bring up websites that offer the information you asked. Okay, so now it says from iTunes, even though iTunes doesn't exist anymore, it's called the music app. But you know, you get the idea. Let's move on. That was the description. Let's move on.
Control Option. Search results. Selected. Tab. 1 of 2.
And you have 2 tabs here. Search results.
Option. Privacy. Tab. 2.
And privacy.
Control.
Now the search tab.
Search results. Selected. Tab. Privacy. Tab.
The search results tab is selected. And it's the first tab. So we're going to arrow right.
Control. Only selected categories will appear in Spotlight search results. You are current.
Only selected categories will appear in Spotlight search results. You heard that. To me, that makes common sense, right? If you vote right.
Control. Spotlight categories. Table.
You have a table with Spotlight categories. So I'm going to interact.
In Spotlight categories. Table. Row 1 of 20. Applications. Check. Checkbox.
Okay. So if you want Spotlight.
Selected applications. Check. Checkbox.
Stop. If you want Spotlight, when you type in to Spotlight, you want to type in a result you're looking for. A query. You're looking for something. Do you want Spotlight to look in applications for whatever it is you're asking? Okay. So you have a whole bunch of choices. You check them and uncheck them. So for example, applications is checked. Okay. Let's arrow down through the table.
Option. Control. Bookmarks and history. Check. Checkbox. You are currently on a checkbox inside of a table. To select or deselect it.
Stop. Bookmarks and history. So that's from
Control.
She's having a hissy fit because my fingers had a hissy fit. So, you know, she'll search your internet browsing history and your favorites. Let's go down.
Option. Calculator. Check. Checkbox. You are unchecked calculator. Check. Control.
I don't know why I would want to look for something and for the Mac to check in my calculator. I unchecked that because to me, it doesn't make sense. Let's move down.
Option. Contacts. Check. Checkbox. Conversion. Check. Checkbox. Definition. Check. Checkbox. Documents. Check. Checkbox. Events and reminders. Check. Checkbox. Folders. Check. Checkbox. Fonts. Check. Checkbox. Images, check, checkbox. Mail and messages, check, checkbox. Movies, check, checkbox. Music, check, checkbox. Other, check, checkbox. PDF documents, check, checkbox. Presentations, check, check. Spotlight suggestions, check, checkbox. Spreadsheets, check. System preferences, check, check. System preferences,
Okay. So you have
control,
20 options or whatever it is. Okay. You check them according to your preference, what you want Spotlight to search. So I'm going to get out of this table.
auto spotlight categories, table. Allow spotlight suggestions in lookup, check, checkbox.
To be honest with you now, allow Spotlight suggestions, I think she
Option.
said,
Allow spotlight suggestions in lookup, check.
in lookup.
Control,
I'm embarrassed to say, but I'm an honest person. I don't even know what lookup is. It doesn't matter. I haven't needed that yet, or to know what that is. It could just be another name for the Spotlight search. I'm not sure. Don't care. If you need me to find out exactly what that is, let me know.
option. Keyboard shortcuts, button. About search and privacy, button. Help, button.
Okay, so we're at the end. You have 3 buttons. The last one is the help, as I've mentioned 1,000 times.
Control, about search and privacy, button.
One is about search and privacy button,
Keyboard shortcuts,
and one is keyboard shortcuts. Okay? Pardon me. Keyboard shortcuts means that if I press that button, it's going to tell me the shortcut for Spotlight. Because 1, maybe I don't know it. And 2, I might want to change it. Okay? So I'm going to press that button. Keyboard shortcuts.
control, system preferences, keyboard, window, toolbar.
Okay? And it takes me to the keyboard preferences, which we will go through these. But for the Spotlight search, okay?
Option, keyboard, tab, 1 of 5. Shortcuts, selected.
See, so the shortcut tab
Control.
is selected by default because you're asking in the Spotlight category, you want to play or find out the shortcut key for Spotlight. So it automatically selects shortcut for you, and you keep arrowing right.
Control, input sources, tab, 4 of dictation, tab, to change the shortcut, selected, click the key combination, and then type the new keys. You
Right? So it tells you if you want to change it,
control,
select it, type in the keys, type in the new keys, and so on and so forth. And then if you go
option,
right,
control, shortcuts categories, table, row 7,
here's your shortcut
spotlight,
categories
image
table.
selected, control,
And it tells us that Spotlight is selected in row 7. If by chance it's not, you would interact with the table, which I've showed you how to do many times. You would find the Spotlight category, select it, and then you would stop interacting with the table and go arrow right.
option, control, vertical splitter, spotlight shortcuts, table. You are currently on a table. Restore defaults button. Spotlight shortcuts.
Sorry, you get into a Spotlight
Control.
shortcuts table.
In Spotlight shortcuts table. Check checkbox. Show
Okay,
Spotlight
and you interact with
selected.
that table.
Check checkbox. Column 1, row 1. Show Spotlight search. Control Shift space. Column 2, row 1. Control. Check checkbox. Check checkbox. Show Spotlight search. Control Shift space. Column 2, row. Check checkbox. Column 1, row. Show Finder search window. Option Command space. Column 2.
Okay, so it tells you for a Finder search.
Control. Check. Show Finder search window. Option Command space. Column.
Option Command space would be your
Control.
shortcut key.
Option. Show Finder. Check checkbox. Show Spotlight search. Control.
And it tells you
Column 2,
that,
row 1.
sorry, and both these are checked because I want them on. And it tells you the shortcut key here. If I wanted to change it, I would select it, type it, retype the new entry.
Control check. Show Spotlight search. Control Shift space. Column 2,
And it
row 1.
tells you that it's
You-
Control Shift space.
Control.
So for example, let's do it. Control,
Control.
Shift.
Spotlight. Spotlight. System dialog. Spotlight search. Search text field. Blank.
Okay.
Spotlight search. You are currently on a text field. To enter text in this field, type.
Okay. So you heard all that. The Spotlight window pops up and she puts you in the text field so that you can type in your query. So let's type in the word blind.
B.
Whoops.
Beeline mechanics. Spotlights. B. Zoe's N. N. T.
Okay, so I typed in the word blind. While you type, she may speak suggestions. I typed in the word blind.
Control option. Dash. Zoe's blind kitchen corner.
And when you
Control.
when you vote arrow right, you hear the suggestions. So she's saying Zoe's blind kitchen corner, which is a folder on my Mac.
Control. Zoe's blind kitchen corner icon image. You are currently on the table. Zoe's blind kitchen corner folders icon image. Selected. You are in table.
And then you have a table with
Selected.
results, okay?
Zoe's blind kitchen corner. Zoe's blind kitchen corner. Downloads. Folders icon image. Completion selected. Zoe's blind kitchen corner. Dropbox. Folders icon image. Blind kisses. Desktop. Folders icon image.
So she found everything on my Mac that has the word blind in it. For example, you heard blind kisses desktop, because that means that I have a folder on my desktop called blind kisses. If you were paying attention and you listened, the result before that was Zoe's blind kitchen corner, and she said downloads folder. So I actually have something called Zoe's blind kitchen corner in my downloads folder. If you keep arrowing down,
Blind kisses. iCloud Drive. Folders icon image. Mail and messages. You are currently on Blind Apple's vaccination card in iPhone wallet. Mail and messages icon image.
okay.
You are
So-
currently on a cell 2 items inside of a
Stop.
table. To navigate the cells within.
Sorry about that. So now
Control.
you're going to say to
Control.
me, what was that? Vaccination card? Yeah. I belong to a Apple mailing list called Blind Apples, and somebody sent out a message asking something about vaccination cards, how to install vaccination proof of vaccination cards or whatever in their Apple wallet. So that message hasn't been deleted from my mailbox. So now she's going into my mail and trying to see, is there anything with the word blind in it? So she found something, because obviously the group is called Blind Apples. She found something and she's saying, oh, here's blind. Okay. So depending on what you're looking for, pardon me, let me stop interacting.
Out of table.
Okay. Now,
Option. Control. Scroll area. You are table. Blind Apple's vaccination card. Blind Apple's vaccinate. Dash. Blind. Image. Blind. Insertion at end of text. Spotlight search.
okay, so I'm not going to do another one
Control.
for you. I think you guys get the message, the idea of how to use Spotlight.
Option.
So,
Control. Image. Image. You are currently blind. Text deleted. Blind Apple's vaccination card in iPhone wallet. Mail and messages icon image. Completion selected.
sorry about that.
Option. Spotlight has no windows.
Okay. So I pressed escape to get out of Spotlight,
Chrome. StreamYard.com is system preferences.
Okay.
Keyboard.
and we're back in System Preferences, and
Show
we're
spotlight
back
search.
in
Control
Keyboard.
Shift Space. Column.
So Control Shift Space, okay?
Control.
Remember that.
Checkbox. Column 1. Row 2. Show Finder search window. Option. Show Finder search. Checkbox.
Hold on a sec, guys.
Select to turn. Option. Control. Checkbox. Show spotlight search. Control Shift Space. Checkbox. Vertical splitter. Shortcuts categories. Table.
Yeah.
Row 7 of 9.
Okay.
Vertical split. To change a shortcut. Selected. Dictation. Input sources.
Okay, so we're done with this keyboard
Control.
shortcut preferences page that opened up. We want to get back to System Preferences where we were. So we're going to go up to the toolbar,
Option. Short. Tab. Keyboard. Toolbar. You in toolbar. 5
interact,
items. Back button. Press back button.
press back,
Back button. Out of toolbar. Spotlight helps you quickly.
stop interacting, and you're back in the
Control.
Spotlight category in System Preferences. I hope that makes sense. I did it a little quickly. Okay, so just to recap quickly,
Option. Search results. Selected. Privacy. Only selected categories will appear in Spotlight search. Spotlight categories. Allow spotlights. Keyboard shortcuts button.
okay, there's our keyboard shortcuts button where we went to,
Option. Control.
so that we can choose and see the shortcut. Okay, so keyboard preferences popped up with shortcuts tab selected. I showed you how to check the shortcut key. I think I have showed you somewhere else how to change a shortcut key. If I haven't, let me know. So now we have another option down here. If you guys remember, we had the button for the
Keyboard shortcuts button. You are
shortcut
currently on a button.
keys, the button,
Control.
and then we have another button
About search and privacy button. You are currently on a button.
about search and privacy. I'm going to press
Control.
that button for
Option.
you guys.
Control. You are currently on
Okay, I pressed about
Control.
search and privacy.
option. Privacy scroll area. You privacy scroll area. Okay. Default. Okay. Default.
So you only have two options here.
Control.
If you vote arrow right, you have an OK button, but
Option. Privacy scroll area.
you have a privacy scroll area.
Control. Privacy scroll area. In privacy.
You need to interact with that, okay?
Search and privacy. Option. Search is designed to protect your information and search and privacy. Search is designed to protect your information and enable you to choose what you share. You are currently on a text app. Siri analyzes how you use your device to provide personalized suggestions and better search results using local on-device processing. Siri learns how you use your devices in order to personalize your experience, using information stored on your device, such as your Safari browsing history, emails, messages, and contacts, as well as information contributed by other installed apps. Siri can provide suggestions in Spotlight, Lookup, News, Photos, Memories, and more using local on-device processing. You can see the full list of features that Siri personalizes in the Siri section of System Preferences. Under Siri Suggestions and Privacy, personalization is synced across your devices with end-to-end encryption. Siri securely syncs this information among your devices to make your experience consistent on all of them. This sync is done using end-to-end encryption. Learn how your data is managed button. Learn more button. Learn more button.
Okay, I didn't let her finish. So basically she explains things here, or voiceover explains things, and you have two buttons at the bottom.
Learn how your data is managed button.
Learn how your data is managed
Learn more button.
and learn more. So you want more of an explanation, or you want to see how they the search privacy, how they use your data. Okay, so I'm going to get out of here,
Out of privacy scroll area. Option. Control. Privacy. Okay. Default button.
and I'm going to press OK because I'm done
Control.
here.
Control.
Okay.
Help button.
And the last thing
You
is
are
help.
currently on a about search and privacy button.
That's
Control.
sorry. That's the button that we pressed about search and privacy.
Keyboard shortcuts.
We already went to keyboard shortcuts.
Control. Allow Spotlight suggestions in lookup. Checkbox. Spotlight categories.
We already went into the spotlight
System
categories.
preferences. Only selected categories will appear in privacy tab 2 of 2. Search results selected tab 1 of 2.
Okay. So we did the search results tab. Let's go to the privacy tab.
Option. Control. Privacy tab 2. Select tab privacy.
So now we're in the privacy tab of Spotlight.
Control option. Prevent Spotlight from searching these locations. You are click add plus or drag a folder or disk into the list below.
Please don't worry about that. We will cover dragging and dropping with the keyboard, but don't worry about that, okay?
Control option.
I'm going to let you hear that again.
Prevent Spotlight from searching these locations. You are currently on a
Prevent Spotlight from searching
Control.
these locations.
option. Control click add plus or drag a folder or disk into the list below.
So
Control.
it tells you click add or drag and drop,
Control. Excluded locations. Empty table.
and it
You are
has a table that says
Control.
excluded locations. But my table is empty. Okay, I'm going to vote arrow
Control.
right.
Add folder or a disk to exclude from indexing button. Add a folder.
And it says add a disk or folder
Control.
to exclude from indexing. So maybe you don't want, maybe you have a hard drive plugged in. I don't know. You don't want Spotlight to search that drive. I guess this is where you would add it.
Control. Remove the selected disk or folder to no longer.
And it also tells you a folder,
Control.
right? So you could add a folder that please don't search in this folder. And you have your add button and you have your remove button, okay?
Option. Add. Remove the selected disk or folder to no longer exclude from indexing. Dim button. Keyboard shortcuts button. About search and privacy button. Help button.
Okay. And again, you have your keyboard shortcuts and everything we talked about before. But this is the privacy tab is a section for you to decide where you do not want Spotlight to search. Okay. So we're actually done here.
Control. About. Click add. Privacy. Search results. Spotlight helps you quick. Spotlight. Toolbar. In toolbar. Press back. Dim button. Shift. Apple ID. App. Preference panes. In preference pane.
So we're back to the preference panes.
Control. Desktop and dot button. Mission control. Siri button. Spotlight button. Language and region button.
Okay. language and region.
Control.
Let's press that.
Option. Notifications. But language and region button.
Which I pressed it, but it's not coming up. So let me just, now it might just be that, you know, the Mac has thrown focus somewhere else. Maybe I have too many windows open. That shouldn't actually be an issue, but you know what? These things happen sometimes.
Command. Chrome. StreamYard. System preferences. Finder. Google Chrome. System preferences. System preferences. System preferences. Window. Language and region button. You are currently on a button inside of a scroll area. To click the back button. Back button. Forward. Show off. Language and region.
Okay. I don't know why it didn't open it up. It opened it up now. We're good to go. Yeah. Just a little glitch, and these things happen. Now, usually, if I remember correctly, language and region are pretty much set up when you buy the Mac. It's going to ask you, you know, what language do you prefer? You're going to choose English. What country are you in? You're going to I think Canada pops up automatically, but it doesn't really matter. I can't remember that far back. But let's say you want to change something in here. So we're in the language and region section, and
Control. Show all. Menu button. Forward. Dim button. Show language and region. Search text field. Search. Search text. Shift. Language and region. Image. Language and region preferences control the language you see in menus and dialogues, and the formats of dates, times, and currencies.
It tells you that
Control.
here you can control the language you see in dialogues and menus, how you see the date, how you see currency, and stuff like that. Let me let you hear it once more.
Option. Language and region preferences control the language you see in menus and dialogues, and the formats of dates, times, and currencies. You are currently on a text element. Stop.
Okay.
Option. Control.
So
General. Selected. Tab. 1 of 2.
you have two
You are
tabs here: a general
Apps. Tab. 2 of 2.
and an
You are
apps
currently
tab.
on a tab. 2 of 2.
Apps tab and a general tab.
Control.
General is selected.
Option. Preferred languages. You preferred languages table.
Okay. Preferred languages table. This is where you would see the languages installed on your Mac or that you've chosen. For example, for me,
In preferred languages table. English. English Canada. Capital Italy London indeed with a capital.
okay. So basically that's my Greek and my English Canada.
English. English Canada. Shift on off preferred.
Now, you would select
Control.
which one of these you want to change your preferences for. So I have it to English Canada. I'm
Control.
going to vote right.
Region.
So that was a table that I interacted with. I stopped interacting, and now I vote arrowed right, and it says region,
Control. Canada. Region. Pop.
Canada. If I press the
Control.
pop-up button, it's a pop-up button.
Control option. Menu check mark. Africa. Americas. Asia. Submenu. You are
Okay. You get the idea. So
Control.
now I want to, so I have it set to Canada because obviously I'm in Canada, but you heard Africa submenu, Asia submenu. Well, obviously
Option.
what it's doing,
Europe. Submenu.
it's going by continent. If you want to choose, let's say you live in Europe, you go to the, until you hear Europe submenu,
Option.
now you're arrowing down from the top and you're going through the list. If you now arrow right,
Europe. Submenu. Island Islands. Albania. Andorra. Armenia. Austria. Belarus.
okay, it starts naming off the countries that are in the European continent. And that's where you would choose what you want your preferred language to be. I'm going to escape out of this, obviously, because I'm in Canada.
Canada. Region. Pop-up button.
Okay, so we're back to the pop-up button that says my choice, Canada.
First day of week. New York. Sunday. First day of week. Pop-up button.
And
Control.
there you have first day of week. Some cultures use Sunday as the first day of week. Some use Monday as the first day of week. There might even be other cultures who use something else, okay? So I have it set to Sunday, whatever suits you, Monday, Sunday, whatever you prefer. Depending on your culture, your religion, that might be different for you. So let's just move on.
Control Option Calendar. You are Gregorian. Calendar.
Okay. Calendar,
Control.
Gregorian. Again, I'm upset with Apple because I use two calendars in my life, in my personal life. I use the Julian calendar. That's what I follow for my religion. But I do use the Gregorian calendar because I live in a country and a society that uses the Gregorian calendar. Why am I upset? Because I don't have the choice of the old Julian calendar. But I'll let you hear what's in here.
Option Control. Menu press. Gregorian. Calendar. Pop-up button. You are currently on Buddhist. Copt. You are currently on Ethiopic. Coptic. You are
So you have your Coptic, Ethiopian,
Control.
Buddhist.
Control. Ethiopic. Amit Alam. Hebrew. Indian National. Islamic. Islamic. Tabular. Islamic Amalpura. ISO 8600. Japanese. Persian.
Okay. So these are your choices
Gregorian.
for calendars.
Calendar.
Most people, I think, in
Control.
the Canada and US use Gregorian, but again, it depends on your culture, religion, what you need this to be set to. Okay, it's obviously a preference thing. Now, I have my region is set to Canada, and obviously the Gregorian calendar, and we're going to move on, and it's going to listen what it's going to tell us.
Control Option. Time format. You are currently 24-hour time format. Unchecked. Checkbox. Control.
Time format. Do you want your time on your computer to appear in the 24-hour format or not? And it's a checkbox. I have it unchecked. I want to hear the time saying it's 2:30 p.m. I don't want to hear 14:30. It's not that I don't understand it. I do understand it. 1 o'clock is 13, and then it goes all the way up to whatever it is. 14, yeah, whatever. Anyways, I know it. I don't want to use it, so I have it unchecked. If you want to use it, by all means, go ahead.
Control Option. Temperature. Degrees Celsius. Temperature. Pop-up button.
So here we go. We have what about the temperature button? Mine is set to Celsius because that's what we use in Canada. And actually, that's also what we use in Greece. However, my wonderful and beloved fans and friends
Option Control.
who live in the US
Menu check mark.
use Fahrenheit. So
Control.
you would vote space on this pop-up button.
Option. Degrees Fahrenheit. Degrees Fahrenheit. Check mark. Degrees Celsius. Check mark.
And you would change it to Fahrenheit. Obviously,
Control.
I'm not going to do that.
Degrees Celsius.
I'm gonna
Celsius.
escape out of the menu, and it says Celsius.
List sort order. Universal. List sort.
List sort order.
Control.
And it says universal.
Control. Menu press. Greek. Check mark. Universal.
Okay.
You are currently.
So for whatever reason, it's asking me,
Control.
do I want my order just the way it is all around the world, or do I want it the way Greeks have it? Escape out of this.
Universal. List sort order. Monday, March 7th, 2022 at 3:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay. So now it's telling me how the time is announced
Control Option.
and read by voiceover.
March 7th, 2022, 3:45 p.m. You are currently at 12,345.67. Control.
It's reading out numbers now
Control.
to show
Option.
me, sorry. It's reading out numbers now to show me how everything is set up.
Option. $45,678.90. You are currently on Add a preferred language button. Remove the selected preferred language. Dimmed button. Keyboard preferences button. Advanced button. Help button. Help button.
Okay. And then it reads out the currency, which you heard, $45,000, I don't know, $600, whatever she said. Not what's in my bank account, but okay. I guess it's in Siri's bank account or VoiceOver's bank account. I think VoiceOver has way more than that. Siri, yeah, Apple, they have way more than that in their bank account. And then you have a whole bunch of options here, okay? I'm going to go back.
Dip. Remove the select. Add a preferred 45,600.
Okay. That's where she's announcing the amount of money, how money is being read on the Mac. And then you have
Control option. Add a preferred language button.
add a preferred language.
Control. Remove the selected preferred language button.
Remove the selected language. Obviously, to me, that's common sense. Add a preferred language. You want to add, I have English, Greek. Maybe I want to add Spanish. Maybe I want to add French. And then your remove button is obviously you decided that, nah, I don't want these extra languages, or I don't want this language. I'm going to remove it. So to me, those buttons just are common sense, okay?
Dimmed button. You are currently on remove the selected preferred language button. Dimmed button. Keyboard preferences button.
You have your keyboard preferences button. If I press
Control.
that,
Press keyboard preferences button. You are currently on a text field inside of a toolbar. To enter text in this field, type search text field, shift, keyboard, tab, 1 of 5. Text, tab, 2 of 5. Shortcuts, tab, 3 of input sources, selected, tab, 4 of 5.
so again, it takes us into our keyboard preferences and it's selected input sources.
Dictation, tab, enabled input sources, table, Canadian English, selected.
Okay. And it says enabled keyboard sources and it says Canada selected. I'm going to interact with the table.
In enabled input sources, table, Canadian English, select, Greek, Greek, Canadian English, Greek. You are currently on a cell 2 type, Canadian English, shift, on of an 8.
So it shows me that my input
Control.
sources are English and Canadian.
Control, vertical splitter.
I'm so sorry. English, Canadian, and Greek. And then it's got a vertical splitter, which basically splits your window. You're going into, let's say that's on the left side of the window. Now it's taking you to the right side of the window.
Option, control, keyboard layout preview for Canadian English input source, web content. Add button. Remove, dim button. Show input menu and menu bar, checkbox. Remove, add button. Keyboard layout preview for Canadian English input source, web content. In keyboard layout preview.
Okay, now here, listen
Control,
to this.
option, keyboard layout preview for Canadian English input source, empty, web content. Keyboard layout preview for Canadian English input source, empty, web content. Keyboard layout preview for, on up the preference.
Okay, it tells me that it's empty.
Control, option,
So,
vertical split, enabled in, shift, in enabled input, Greek, on up and vertical splitter. Keyboard layout preview for Greek input source, empty, web content. In keyboard layout preview for Greek input source, empty, web content, shift, on up the
and it
preference.
tells me this section is empty.
Add button. Remove button. Show input menu and menu bar. Check. Use the caps lock key to switch to and from Canadian English. Uncheck. Checkbox.
Now,
Control.
I don't want to get too much into this because I want to cover this in a different section later. But basically, this is where you add languages that you can type in. In my case, I have Greek and Canadian.
Control.
And it asks me, do you want to use the caps lock to switch between languages?
Show input menu and menu bar.
Actually, there's a show input.
Control.
Input sources in menu bar. I have it checked. And then there's
Option. Use the caps lock key to switch to and from Canadian English. Unchecked. Checkbox.
I have that
You are
unchecked
currently on a check.
because I have that unchecked because I use
Control.
my caps lock key as a voice over modifier.
Control. Press and hold to enable typing in all uppercase. You are
Press and hold,
Control.
you know, the caps lock to
Option. Control.
type in uppercase.
Automatically switch to a document's input source. Checkbox. Control.
Automatically switch to a document's input checkbox checked. Absolutely. If you're going to open up a document that is a Pages document that you've written in Chinese, you want VoiceOver to understand that Chinese and switch the voice. It's like an automatically detect language. That's what it is. If a document is written in Chinese, you want to switch to that source so you can type in Chinese or whatever.
Option. Keyboard battery level. Automatically switch to a document's input source. Checkbox. Keyboard battery level. Image. 100%. Set up Bluetooth keyboard. Help button.
And I'm not even going to talk about those battery level of keyboard and Bluetooth because this has to do with the keyboard. We're not there yet, okay? I just wanted to show you that it takes us into this section, okay?
Option. Keyboard, vertical split, enabled input source, dictation, tab, key, toolbar, zoom, dim, toolbar, back button, press back button, shift, language and region preferences,
We're back into the language and region
Control.
preferences.
app, preferred languages, take, apps, tab, general, selected, tab, app, Canada, first, Monday, March 12:45. Add a preferred language. Remove the selected preferred language. Dim button. Keyboard preferences. Advanced. Help button.
Okay, we have two more buttons, help and advanced. Let's press advanced.
Option. Advanced button. You are in dialog. 4. Window. Language and region. General. Selected. Tab. 1 of 3. Dates. Tab. 2 times. Tab. 3 of 3.
And actually, we're way
It's 4 o'clock.
Yes, we're way. The Mac just announced that it's 4 o'clock. We're way past the time that I want. So actually, I think we're going to continue right here next week because there's a lot to cover here as well. Okay, so I'm going to, yeah. I need to remember where we are, which I will make a note, because otherwise we'll be in trouble because, well, I could always go to the internet, watch the episode, and then figure out where I am, of course. But the point is that we're on language and region, and there's more to cover here. So we need to end it here today. I stopped sharing my screen with you. Yeah, I'm sorry. I need to sincerely apologize for running past the time that I had originally said. I really want to make these episodes under an hour. Unfortunately, today I think we went just a touch over. So I'm very, very, very sorry about that. I miscalculated. I thought we would have time for the language and region category. But yet we still have more to cover. So tune in next week so that we can continue with language and region. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like and share, subscribe. Love you as always. See you next week.
Catch Learning Together with Zoe Fiogkos on Whose Blind Life Is It Anyway? And Zoe's Blind Kitchen Corner every Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific.